Then on the situation in the northeast, obviously this is a major challenge, and it is extremely important that we find a political solution to this. And I was pleased to hear that there had been a meeting between the SDF and the HTS in Damascus. I understand there is no agreement yet, but hopefully we will give it time so that it could develop into a political solution. That means that all of Syria is now united behind the possibility of have a new beginning for all Syrians, all communities.
المبدأ الثاني والأساسي في القرار الأممي 2254 هو حماية الأراضي السورية وسيادتها. فعليا ما رأيكم بما يحصل في الجنوب السوري والتوغلات الإسرائيلية في الداخل؟ نتحدث هنا عن ما يحصل من سيطرة إسرائيلية على القنيطرة.
I'm afraid you're absolutely right that we are seeing a daily violation from the Israeli government against Syria. And I've said many times, and I can repeat it now, this needs to stop. The violation of Syria's sovereignty, the invasion, the occupation of new land is in violation of international law and the principle that the UN is based on. It's not only that, but it is also happening at a time when we have what I would call a critical transitional process in Syria. And instead of complicating that, all neighbors should show a positive interest in seeing that we have stability and a new beginning for Syria. So this is a huge responsibility also on the Israeli side.
سيد بيدرسون، في حال نفذ السيد الشرع كل تعهداته وأشرك جميع الفرقاء السوريين والجهات بالعملية السياسية، هل ترى بأنه الوقت المناسب لرفع العقوبات عن سوريا وعن الشرع وهيئة تحرير الشام؟ وأيضا ما الضمانات التي ستطلب منه؟
No, I think this is a very important question. And I really do believe that if we now see a truly inclusive political transitional process that leads to an inclusive transitional body, and with the process leading to a new constitution and a new elections hopefully, then yes, there is, I think, a deep willingness from the international community to come in and to help. And at least I can promise I will do then my utmost to make sure that sanctions will be lifted. Because we know very well that if sanctions is not lifted, it will not really be possible to rebuild Syria. So we need to see two things: that the transitional process is moving forward and that the international community respond to that. But I can tell you, after listening to my colleagues from the international community here today, I'm confident that this should be possible to achieve. I'm not saying that it will be, an uncomplicated process. There are always hiccups in processes like this. But we need to be very clear on this, that this is absolutely necessary to be able to see that we start to see the rebuilding of Syria, that will end the poverty that so many are now living in. We have now close to 17 million people in Syria in need of humanitarian assistance. And as you know, we want Syrian refugees to be able to return. We have now maybe had 500,000 since the 400,000 came from Lebanon. We have a little bit more than 100,000 after the 8th of December. So more than 500,000 people coming in, all of them needing, humanitarian assistance. But we need to make sure it's sustainable. And that can only happen if we are really rebuilding Syria. And that needs a lot of international support, new businesses, and the end of sanctions.